Okay, this is the front side of the piece, and this is the back side, or in this case of this leather cover, the inside of the piece. Okay, so I obviously started this way and I'm coming up this way. And here is how you get what I call the back side saddle stitch, meaning that it looks tighter, it's on an angle, but it's not as good looking as the front side, or what I also refer to as the loop side. And I'll explain that. It's on an angle, it's a longer stitch, and this is where this is the side that the needle goes through the loop. Okay, one of the things that I point out to myself here are the angle. I'm looking uphill, right? I'm looking uphill at this hole. That means that when I punch the hole right here, here's how it looks. The diamond punches, I'm looking up. If this were a hill, I'm looking up the hill, right? The holes are slanted away from me, and that is key. I think it's key. I haven't experimented with that, turning it around and different way of stitching, but for the way I'm stitching this and the way it's turning out, it has to be slanted that direction. So now what I do is take my needle and put it through the next hole, and I just jiggle it up and down in the direction of the hole, the angle, like that, just to loosen it up a little bit. Instead of, I don't like the awl method. I haven't gotten fast at that. I haven't really tried. Just do this. Then take the needle, right, with the thread on this side. Take the needle, put it through the hole, and then I take the thread, this thread, and I loop it and I put it over the needle. Okay? And I grab the pliers and I pull the needle through, and with one hand, let's see if we can get it. Let's see. Okay, so I pulled the needle through and the thread is looped over the top. Okay, so I pull it all the way through, and what I do is, I have these holes in the top of my horse here. I put that up there to hold it. Okay, so now here is the thread and the needle to go back through. So this thread is over the top. I pulled the thread that just came through up and out of the way. Now I grab the needle that's on this thread, right? And I go through the bottom of the next hole, and you can see it coming through. Now what I do, and most people do that do hand stitches, make sure, pull this thread through to make sure that the needle is not caught inside the fibers of the threads of this thread, because that'll really screw things up. What you really want to do is pull the opposite way, because if it is, if the needle has gone through any of these threads and in this thread, if you pull this way, it'll stop. It won't pull any further, and then you can pull the thread this way and pull it out, pull it away from the needle, and the needle will come out of the threads, and then you'll be okay, and then you can tighten it up and pull it back through. Okay, so you leave yourself a loop. Then what you do is here's the loop, go under the needle like that. You want the needle to go through the center of the loop like that, right? So if the loop's here, the loop's here, you can see it's on this side of the needle now, and the needle's coming through, go under it, and the top part of the loop is on the top of the needle, right? So the needle is just going to go right through the loop. Alright? Pull the needle through, just like that, right? You just pull it all the way through. Okay, so I pull the needle all the way through, like that, right? Went right through the loop. Here's the loop over here, closest toward me. Threads right through the middle of it. And now, to the other side. Now, if you take a look, this thread needs to come down. So you pull it down to the bottom of the hole and pull this up to the top of the hole, right? The angled hole here. So now this is down here. This is up here. And then you just, when I pull it taut, I tug this one down and I tug this one up over on this side, right? Tug that down and tug this up. Just tighten them up here. Okay, and this, when you pull them taut, that is what you are left with. A nice angled saddle stitch. And on this side, same thing. The thread is at the bottom of the hole right here, and there is your nice angled saddle stitch. Get the light over here, make it better, and that's a nice even row. Of saddle stitches. Now if I want to get this side on the other side and the nicer side, because this is the back of my, it's a book cover I'm making. You slide the covers into the inside pockets of this, right? The cover's going to slide in here. So this is the inside, this is the back of the cover, but it's still a side that's showing. So if I wanted to get this stitch, where it's a little longer, what I call the, the loop side, the better looking side of the saddle stitch on this side, and remember when I want it to run so that when I end it, it's on the bottom. It'll be ending right here. Stitching will be ending right here, and then I'll pull the threads out here, burn them off, and I want this at the bottom and not the top of the item because it's a finished off, burned thread, and I finished that as best as I can with sandpaper and everything, but I still want it at the bottom. So now I would have to reverse the process and have the loop side be on this side, right? What's going on this side right now should be going on this side if I want this stitch on this side, which means just reversing the process, right? Start the needle through on this direction and do what I just did, but just with what's going on with the left hand now should be going on with the right hand excuse me, to reverse the outcome of the stitch here. And now that might mean that the angle of that might mean that I think it means that I would have to take the punch, the hole punch, which is this, and instead of punching the holes on this side, which is what I did on this piece, and putting the awl through here and opening the holes with the awl, instead of doing it through this side, do it through the other side, which would mean that the angle of the holes will be slanting. Right now they're slanting this way toward me, but if I punch them on the other side, they'll be slanting this way away from me. And I'm assuming I'll have to do that if I want to reverse, if I want to have the loop side on this side, etc., in order to get the burned off, have the thread end up down here. So we'll try that in the future, but I just wanted to show myself, make a video for myself so I can see exactly how the stitch is being done.